Hi, friends. Today I want to talk a little bit about getting along in a politically charged time. Sunday's scripture passage was the beautiful passage from Matthew, where Jesus says that when we have a disagreement with a brother or sister, that our task, our job, our challenge is to be in dialogue with each other. I think it's easy to read that passage and to think that Jesus is talking about how to have confrontation. But instead, I think that what he's doing is talking about how to have a relationship. And that in maintaining a relationship with our brothers and sisters with whom we are in conflict at times, we are to have a conversation and have a dialogue. And that it's important for us to make sure that our relationship stays central and not our differences. There was a little saying or slogan about siblings. What was it? Live together, fight together, stay together. And I think that's true. In this political time of upheaval and distress and conflict, it's very easy to make those with whom we disagree into our enemies. And it doesn't help us at all to demonize each other in our differences. So I came across this quote by Jim Wallace, his writings on this that meant a lot to me, and I wanted to share them with you. Jim Wallace is the guy from Sojourners, and I think it's very articulate. As long as we do not pray for our enemies, we continue to see only our point of view, our own righteousness, and to ignore their perspective. Prayer breaks down the distinctions between us and them. To do violence to others, you must make them enemies. Prayer, on the other hand, makes enemies into friends. When we have brought our enemies into our hearts in prayer, it becomes difficult to maintain the hostility necessary for violence. Fervent prayer for our enemies is a great obstacle to war and the feelings that lead to war. I remember back in the 70s, Herb Brokering, who was a poet, wrote a poem called Lord, I'm Not in the War. This was during the Vietnam War protests. And he lists all these things like, I dislike my neighbor, I can't stand someone's breath, and someone's complaining drives me crazy, but I'm not in the war. And it's a challenge to remember that when we participate in kind of demonizing or criticizing or disliking our brothers and sisters, we keep them as enemies, and we keep enmity in between us. And that won't do. Jesus calls us to pray for each other and to lovingly and compassionately move toward each other. So a word of encouragement in a contentious time. Hope you're well, and God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.